Chicago, Joseph Academy High School, Grade 12, Class 8. A tense atmosphere filled the entire classroom. The blackboard mentioned a countdown of 30 days. On the podium, a middle-aged man wearing spectacles was tapping on the blackboard while giving a lecture. In spite of the tension, a short-haired, good-looking boy was lying face down on the table and muttering something to himself. His name was Harris Edward, a slacker. Suddenly, an electronic mechanical sound rang in Harris's head.
Target found.
Then, a light appeared.
Binding successful. Super disintegration and synthesis power activated. Personal space activated.
As this cold and majestic electronically synthetic voice resounded in Harris's mind, it immediately woke him from a dream. Harris woke up and yelled, "Who is this? Who's talking?" Instantly, 50 pairs of eyes in the classroom fell on him. Their faces were full of surprise, and they looked at him like he was weird. On the podium, Professor Henry Jones, the math teacher, stared at a confused Harris with a gloomy expression. "Harris?" "I'm here," Harris answered. This made Mr. Jones angry. "Answer the question." Mr. Jones was so angry that he used the marker in his hand to knock hard on the question written on the board. Then he stared at Harris angrily. Harris finally woke up. Mr. Jones had the urge to shout at him. Harris had no choice but to helplessly bite the bullet and look up at the board. His mind was utterly blank at this point, and he felt resentful. Out of habit, he often slept in class. He didn't know why, but once he started studying, he always felt sleepy and could not stop himself from dozing off. His parents worked long and hard to pay his tuition fees, but still, he slept in class every day. He had considered dropping out several times, but he knew the ramifications of that, and he couldn't bear to see his parents sad. Harris could only lower his head and pretend to think. Simultaneously, he quietly flipped through the mathematics book in his palm, hoping to find a solution. There was a murmur in the class. To answer a question, Harris has to first wake up. This question would probably make him decide he needs the bathroom. Even though he's behind the rest of the class, he could still manage to sleep. There's no cure for him. At this moment, suddenly a voice spoke in Harris's mind again.
Welcome to the Super Disintegration and Synthesis Power. Discovered a third-year high school mathematics book. Do you wish to disintegrate it?
A power? Harris thought to himself. He had read many fiction novels like this, but he had no idea what power had been bestowed upon him. Instantly, his face shone with excitement, which he quickly and cleverly disguised upon noticing the math teacher's gloomy expression. "Disintegrate!" commanded Harris. Following the command, the mathematics book in his hand emitted a gentle white light and disappeared into thin air.
Congratulations to the host for disintegrating the mathematics book. Obtained 1 mathematics knowledge crystal. Disintegration complete. Would you like to extract and fuse it?
A spinning, polygonal crystal appeared in his mind. Grade 12 Mathematics Knowledge Crystal. Contains all the mathematics knowledge before grade 12. "Yes!" Harris said, amazed. As soon as his voice faded, the crystal seemed to have melted and merged into Harris's mind. Instantly, he felt as if he had been enlightened. A feeling of illumination filled him. When he looked at the question on the board again, the solution presented itself clearly in his mind. Voila! He had solved the problem. Harris glanced at the students around him and saw a glimpse of their gloating smiles. His lips curled up. He left his seat and walked straight up to the podium. Once there, he picked up a marker and started writing on the board. In moments, he'd accurately written out the steps to solve the math problem. His classmates and teacher were left speechless. The students whispered, "Harris is acting all weird." "Yeah, everyone knows that he can't do it. Why does he have to put on a show?" "It'll be a cold day in hell if he pulls this off." "Yeah, Mr. Jones looks like he's seen a ghost." Harris ignored the whispers of his classmates, which seemed to echo all around the classroom. After he finished writing on the board, He turned around and glanced at everyone. Mathematics textbook, page 104, third question. Mathematics textbook, page 128, first question. Mathematics textbook, page 200, fourth question. After combining these three questions, the problem can be solved. After saying that, Harris returned to his seat with a confident smile. Mr. Jones looked at the answer on the blackboard in amazement. Then he looked at Harris skeptically, his eyes full of doubt. Had Harris been disguising his intellectual abilities all this time? He had just solved a very difficult math problem. Not only had Harris solved the difficult math problem, but he had also cited the source of the answer accurately. Mr. Jones disguised his astonishment and continued his lecture. Harris's answer to this question is completely correct. We shall now move to the next problem. As soon as he finished speaking, a wave of exclamations came from the class. This is impossible! How could he solve such a difficult question? This is the guy who always sleeps in class! Maybe he's been disguising himself all along and taking all of us for a ride! Everyone looked at Harris with confused expressions on their faces. They could not believe that this was Harris the slacker. Harris himself felt weird, but good when he saw the reactions of the class. Wow, being a good student feels pretty cool. Studying was always so boring, so I just slept and fell behind. Now, with this disintegrating system, all I can say is Columbia University, here I come. All kinds of thoughts started crossing Harris's mind. I will not let my parents down now. They will be so proud of me. Harris was overwhelmed with emotion as he swore all this in his heart. After that, he went into deep thought. It was a revelation to him that he possessed a special ability that allowed him to absorb and retain information. This made him feel incredibly strong, and he began to believe that he could now accomplish anything. His confidence had increased tenfold.
Did you like this story? You can listen to thousands of such stories on the Pocket FM app. You can download the app now. Click on this icon on your screen, or click the drop-down icon right beside the video title. Or search for Pocket FM on the App Store on your iPhone. Now tap the Get button on your iPhone to install the app. Join millions of other listeners on the Pocket FM app and discover thousands of riveting stories today.